Hi guys, and welcome back again. Happy new month. Yeah, please don't blame me. Yeah, still a new month, and you would have already seen the topic that we want to talk about today. But prior to that, when I released the first episode for the year, I asked for feedback, and I got a lot of them. So first of all, was so much um motivation from family and friends. Oh, wow, welcome back. You finally picked up your mic. You are back on YouTube. And it made me so happy. Another one is, I think the first video I was glowing a lot. There was a lot of cream, I think, on my face. Yeah. Uh, mm, every day is not meant to be perfect. I had done some skincare just before coming to sit down and recording the video. Hence the face brightness. Another one was the anchor for my mic. We have another one today. We shall be switching in and out. Yeah, it just makes it easier. The mic is really very small. And another was the quality of my video. I thought about it long and hard before I came back to start making my videos again. And if I wait till I have a good phone or I have a better camera or I have a better setup, I don't think I'll continue to shoot videos anymore. I'll get discouraged. And yeah, I think that was some of the reasons why I stopped for a while. I got discouraged from the feedback I was getting about the quality of the video, but I really don't want to stop. I have to continue. I want to continue because I enjoy doing this. And down the line, I mean, not everybody that stay with the perfect instrument or resources at their disposal. So I'm going to do this. If God is laying it upon your heart to give me an iPhone or Osmo Pocket 3, I don't know what the brand really is, DJI or something. See me here. I'm very, very open to it. But thank you so much for all the feedback and all. I really appreciate it. So today we're going to be talking about being a pastor's kid. Now, let me put all cards on the table. I am not here to bash pastors or bash church or church members. In fact, I am here to say cut people some slacks. Okay, so here it is. Last week, I shared my salvation experience, and I have a feeling that if some people who knew me while growing up saw that episode, they will be like, "Oh my God! So she wasn't genuinely saved all this while, and she was. I mean, and she's Pastor so so and so's daughter." Yeah, being a pastor's kid does not automatically make you a born again child of God. It doesn't automatically increase your faith. And I don't even want to say contrary to people's opinion because I know that people know better than what their action shows. Growing up as a pastor's child, people assume a whole lot of things. They assume that you're spiritually mature, you're disciplined, you are automatically a good example. But assumption does not equal reality. So while growing up, yes, ever since I think even our eldest was born, she was born into the family of a pastor. No quote. I think I'm just really used to this. Born into the family of a pastor. My father has always been a pastor. I have always known my father as a pastor who preaches in church, who goes on evangelism, who casts out demons, who is so passionate about everything church and whatnot. And yeah, while it came with so many advantages, like you go to church, you're placed in front of every other kid, they bring food for you, you are all these kind of nepotism or favoritism, yes, actually does happen in the church. And I mean, we loved it. We loved every bit of it. But I feel I'm afraid to say that that's really where the pros end. The cons, however, are numerous. like very numerous. Like what I said, they expect you to be disciplined. They don't think of you as a child. They think of you as a pastor's child. Hence, you cannot make mistakes. When every other kid, like we're in children's church, every other kids are playing after Sunday service, after children's session Sunday service, and we're not going into the adult church, and they are playing, they cannot find you in the mix. They will set you aside and talk nonsense to your head. And you're a pastor's kid. You should know better. This and this and that. And um, while yes, you probably would have more knowledge of the word of God than every other kid out there. Like you can quote the scriptures, they are waking you up from sleep. Blessing, wake up and preach to a sinner. Yeah, you can preach to a sinner effectively and even efficiently. But it didn't really equal to what the assumption the reality of being a pastor's kid is not equal to the assumption that people have of you. Like in fact, I would say for myself that even made me even more rebellious because I hated the fact that people wanted something from me that every other kid did not have. It made me question so many things like why me? Just because I'm a daughter of pastor, this person does not automatically mean that I shouldn't behave my age. I'm a teenager. I once got into a fight with some guys on my street while defending my younger sisters. And one day while going to church, somebody just called out myself and my immediate older sister and said, "And you're a pastor's kid." That sentence always infuriates us. And she now said, "I'm a pastor's kid does not mean that I should be a mumu now. Somebody is going after my younger siblings and you just want me to sit down." Like it feels like pastor's kids are the ones that this Bible passage applies to the most. When somebody slaps you on one cheek, on the other cheek. But no, when they slap you on one cheek and it stings, my friend, you are going to slap your own back. So you really made a rebel personally out of me. That okay, why? Why do these people want so much from me? I'm just a kid. I'm just a youth. I mean, I'm supposed to enjoy my life. My other friends are doing this. Don't single me out. So this is an admonition, and I know that it's still really going on out there, and we can do better. Some of us who are pastors' kids are now in a position where we see other pastors' kids. I mean, when I think about pastors' kids, I think about myself and my friends and some other people that I knew growing up, who we are all now adults, married with kids, and who now we are in a position where our children are most likely not pastor kids, but we now see other pastors' kids, and how those women will sit us down in church and not just rebuke. They'll talk to you in a way that will make you feel like you're going to be cast in hell, like immediately. I think that we should do better than they did because we know how we felt back then. One of the quiet struggles of being a pastor's kid is to represent something that you don't fully understand just yet. So the whole point of salvation, you're supposed to sit down quietly, it was mostly pretense for a lot of us because we know what was expected of us, not because we really want to do them. Like the example that I gave before, after church, we just want to be kids, we just want to play around. We're supposed to sit down with our jotters, we're supposed to write down, we're supposed to be an example to the other kids our age. Now, while I'm not saying that it is not possible for there to be an exemplary kid who is truly born again, but to have that expectation just because your pastor's kid is was wrong and it affects people wrongly. And I can say that a lot of pastors' kids that I know did not turn out the way that their parents expected them to, the way society expected them to, the way the church and the members expected them to, because they were not helped to be those people, because they were condemned, because they were gradually pushed out of the fold, because they were pushed out of church because of so many expectations and assumptions. Oh, our father wrought wonders. Our fathers would stand on the pulpit and talk about family. Our father would call counseling session and you will break down in tears and weep and see the daughter, see what he or she is doing, and the person is already condemned to hell. It doesn't help the family of the kid. It doesn't even help the pastor. This is why so many people step out of their parents' home because they were shielded all through their lives. Even when you have to go to school, you go to primary school, you come back home. Go to secondary school, you come back home. Even when you're in boarding house, but in the university, there's a certain level of freedom that you now attain that even your parents can't tell you anything anymore. Usually, when pastors' kids get to that level, or even way before then, you begin to know. People start saying, this person must be a pastor's kid because the kind of rebellion that that person exhibits is usually way off farther than what any normal Christian child or somebody coming from a normal Christian home would exhibit. And that is the heart of that child crying for help. Help that stem from them not knowing the real definition of faith, the real definition of salvation, the real definition of knowing Christ for yourself. And yeah, that's majorly what my experience looked like. I gave my life to Christ when I was in 400 level. Prior to that, it wasn't because I was committing big, huge sins. But no, I did not really know God for myself. For myself, I could sit down, I could preach the gospel to you. I would easily get condemned every time that I hear salvation message and cry to God and say, God, forgive me. But in my heart, I didn't really understand what it meant for all like I do now for me to be a born again Christian child of God to enjoy the experience of being a Christian, to enjoy my walk with God. And so for pastors kids out there, please, I know the pressure is real, is so real. But for yourself, do yourself a favor of separating um the pressure from the faith that you should experience. So do yourself the favor of getting to know God for yourself outside of what anybody expects you to do. And while it may take time to be able to really experience, know exactly what this Christian journey looks like, do not give up easily. Do not give in to the devil's wiles of making you rebellious because of the things that you're experiencing. And every other person out there who is not a pastor's kid, please do not place unnecessary expectation on these children, on these people. It doesn't help anybody in the long run. Yes, so this is my story. If you're a pastor's kid, share your own experience down in the comment section and have a blessed week. See you again next week.